Okay. Okay, now we will talk about public transportation system in some detail because it is very important for modern day. Okay, go to any country, you will find that they are investing a lot in transportation sector, and within transportation sector in what? Public transportation. Even for Bahrain, you go to the Ministry of Transportation, ask them what are your major projects for future. They will tell you metro, light rail, and so on. Go to Saudi Arabia, same thing. Dubai, same thing. Go to Europe, same thing. Okay. So everybody is investing in public transportation, so you need to have more knowledge about it. So public transportation, why it is important? Because they provide high capacity and they are energy efficient and they can move through densely traveled corridors. Okay, high capacity, very obvious. They have more capacity. They can carry more people. Okay, a bus carries 50, a car carries 5. Okay, so the difference is very obvious here. Energy efficient in two ways. Energy efficient because obviously you are reducing less vehicles. You are using less number of vehicles to transport more people. Okay, so if these people were using their own vehicles, then they will consume more energy, right? 10 cars will consume more energy than one bus. Okay, so you're reducing 10 cars with one bus. So it's energy efficient in this way that the people will not use their cars. Another energy efficient approach or aspect is the one which I said in the slide, electric trains. So electric trains are not using the usual fuel, so they are energy efficient. Okay, we have magnetic trains, we have buses which are running on hybrid fuel system. Okay, so now the new public transportation systems are energy efficient themselves in the way they are using the fuel. You can say why not have electric cars? Okay, they are also energy efficient. But to change everybody to electric cars, it will take you decades to do so. But to change the whole bus system into electric buses, it will change only one order from the government. So public transportation systems are moving fastly towards being energy efficient, and they are faster in that direction than cars because cars are handled by individuals. So in order to change millions of cars, it will take you decades. But in order to change the whole bus system, it just takes you months. Okay, and they can travel through densely traveled corridors. Obviously, public transportation, densely traveled corridors are those highways, those routes where the demand is high, where people want to travel more. So we call them densely traveled corridors. Densely traveled because more people are traveling towards them. Corridor means a route. Okay, a route. So public transportation systems are mainly designed for densely traveled corridors. They don't usually work in less populated areas or areas which have less or lower demand. Okay, there are three types of public transportation systems: mass transit, paratransit, and ride sharing. Mass transit systems are those systems which have fixed routes, schedules, and stops. Okay, so they will go from point A till point B, and between point A and B, their stops are fixed and their schedule is also fixed. So they will start from point A at 8 a.m. They will reach the next point at this time. They reach the next point at this time, and so on and so forth. Everything is fixed. You cannot change anything for mass transit. Okay, you cannot change their route. You cannot change their timing. You cannot change even a single point. Okay, when I was in Europe, so where I took the apartment, the bus stop was only like 100 or 150 meters away from it, and normally, and the bus was going in front of my apartment, the stop. Okay, and it was a very small street. There was no traffic or no safety issue like this. And I am being a Pakistani, I used to try every time. So every time the bus was about to reach my apartment, I will push that stop button every time before it goes in front of the apartment. Then maybe it will stop someday, but it didn't. It didn't stop at any time. It always used to stop 100 meters after the apartment. Okay, so they have their own schedules and stuff, and then they won't change for anything. Okay, So these type of systems include buses, light rails. They are also called as trolleys. The ministry in Bahrain call them light rails. Trolleys, I don't know where they call them trolleys, but in some countries they call them trams as well. Trams, T-R-A-M, tram. Okay, so they are like small trains which are running in the street. So they have their tracks on the street. Okay, or they can be other modes of rapid transit, which you have mentioned previously last week in your presentations. And these modes of mass transit can be mixed or they can be segregated. Mixed means they are using the same lane as a car, and segregated means they have their own lanes and bridges. Okay, so if you went to Dubai, you will see the metro. So metro is a segregated mass transit. Okay, the buses we have in Bahrain are running in mixed operation. Okay, they are running on the same road. Okay, then we have paratransit. Paratransit services are those services which are available on demand or through subscription. Okay, so you hire them. Basically, you hire them, and on the basis of your demand, they can take you to any place at any time. Okay, and sometimes they have subscription service as well, that you subscribe for their system and then you are their regular customer. Okay, like you subscribe for the mobile phone or something. So they include taxis, rental services. Okay, so rental services for cars. You can be a subscriber to rental services as well. Okay, now they have packages and so on, and some specialized services as well. And I have seen these specialized services I've seen and I've read about it. In European countries, they have these smart cards, and you can charge up or top up your card, and you at any city or at any railway station, bus stop you go, you will have bikes or bicycles available, which are under this subscription service of the card. So, for example, if you want to use this for 1 hour, you have to pay like, let's say, €2. So if your card has a top up of €2, you swipe the card and you can take the bicycle and go anywhere. So it's like an on-demand service. Okay, you take the bicycle from wherever you want, and whenever you are at the end of your trip, you just leave it there. Okay, whatever the designated station is, you just leave the bike or the bicycle there. Okay, so these are some specialized services, and they are basically run on subscription basis. Okay, subscription are also available for buses. Even the bus company in Bahrain, they have their own card service. Okay, so you can top up the card, you can take a monthly card as well. Okay, and even the countries like Europe and Dubai, they have their own card services. Okay, subscription service, but they are not for paratransit. Paratransit is the service which you can take from anywhere, you hire it, and then you decide the route and the stop and the schedule and everything. Okay, so the buses subscription service is not included here. They are still mass transit. Then we have ride sharing. I'm sure most, not all of you have used ride sharing. So ride sharing is the arrangement in which two or more people agree that we will go to a particular place together in the same vehicle. Okay, so like when I was a kid, my father used to take me and some of my cousins to the school. Okay, you may have done the same thing. Your parents may have taken you and someone from your neighbors, or you may have gone with your neighbors' kids. Okay, so you may have used in university as well while it was open. Okay, so this is ride sharing. It's normally done for schools and offices for routine travel. Okay, so when I was working in Pakistan, we used to do ride sharing with my friend. Okay, so these are very common. I'm sure you have used it. Okay, now let us talk about highway project development process, and we will talk about it again in chapter 14 as well. But for the time being, I'll just give you a brief overview. So highway projects are normally large projects. Okay, and they take years to complete, starting from the planning till the completion of construction. They take years to complete. Okay, now you will say, why years? Because the planning is usually done years before the project is actually implemented in the field. Okay, like I showed you the life cycle in chapter 1. the cycle of the highway project. So, you know, to start from the planning process, planning takes done 2-3 years at least before you start the construction. Okay. You need to mute your mic if you don't want to say anything. In Pakistan, they have these 5-year plans. So if you want to construct a highway after 5 years, you will propose it now. They have these 5-year plans. So planning starts way before the actual construction. Okay. So highway projects can take from 3 to 12 years, depending upon their scope, their physical characteristics, and community support. Scope means how many things are required for your project. For example, if you are building an airport, then it requires a lot of things. Okay, the airport building, the runway, the taxiway, the parking slot, nearby highways, you may have to displace some people and so on. Okay, if you are just building a highway, a part of the highway, the scope is less, just a highway. Okay, and so on. Then physical characteristics means the size of the project. If you're building an airport, then how big is the airport? If you're building a highway, then how big is the highway? If you're building a port, then how big is the port? Big means capacity. Okay, and community support means support from all the people who are required for that project. Okay, so the government, the ministry, the traffic department, and the people, the designer, the consultant, the contractor. Okay, so all of them are community. So if all these things are readily available, the project will move fast. If they are not available, then the project will take time. Okay, so the project which is of bigger scope, large capacity, and it has problem with funding, it has problem with support from the public, and so on and so forth, then it will take more time to finish. Okay, so in Karachi they were building these signal-free corridors, and they were required to displace some people. They were required to buy some land, and they had to displace some people. And obviously, people don't want to leave their houses. Okay, they didn't want to shift. So there is still a highway from that project which is incomplete, and this is more than 10 years. And this is mainly because people didn't want to shift. So this is an example of community support. Okay, so if people are willing and the ministry and everybody is willing to support, then it will move fast. It will be completed very short. The development process comprises of 6 stages. You can see here. So first of all, selection of project. So in future, what type of projects are required? Like I gave the example in the previous slide. Now everybody is talking about the projects related to public transport. Okay, so first of all, type of project you want. You want to build a highway, you want to build an airport, you want to build a public transportation mode, you want to expand the existing highway, what? Then for that project, you will investigate the alternatives. Investigation means compare between the alternatives. What are the alternatives? You gather some information about it, and you compare which one has more cost and which one has more benefits. So for example, you are building a highway between 2 points. You decided your project is connect this point with a highway. So there are multiple options. You can connect it with a straight line. So a straight line will just pass through this area and this area. You can connect it like this. So now it is passing through, see, 3 areas, this one, and this one. Okay, so you can similarly you can prepare different alternatives, and for each alternative you will see the cost and the benefits. Okay, and on the basis of that you will select the project which has the benefit and the lowest possible cost. So after that you obtain funding approvals, because funding comes from the Ministry of Finance. Usually every government has a separate ministry for finance and economics, so funding is coming from somewhere else. Okay, so you have to take their approval once you finalize your project, and then you develop the design. So these 3 stages, 1, 2, 3, were for the planning phase. If you refer back to the slides from chapter 1, you will see the first box has had all these things. Then stage 4 is the design phase. Okay, you design according to the selected alternative, prepare drawings, maps, do the cost estimation, and so on and so forth. Then you prepare for construction. Preparing for construction means prepare the contracts, hire people, clear the space, acquire land. Okay, so this is the preparation for construction. and then you construct the product, do the actual construction. Okay, so this whole process will take years, and these are the stages included in the process. Okay, now let us talk about the stakeholders which are involved in the transportation system. Now, what are stakeholders? Stakeholders are those people who care about something or who are concerned about something. Let me give the example of your house. Your house, it's your house, obviously you are living in it, so it's your concern, you will care about it. You have a neighbor, okay, that neighbor will also be concerned about your house because something goes in your house, God forbid, if there is fire, if there's any leakage, it may damage his house as well, so he is concerned. There's a company who is doing cleaning in the street outside your house, so the garbage on that street is coming out of your house, so they are also concerned about your house. The company who is providing you electricity, the company who is providing you water and gas and so on and so forth, all of them are concerned. They are not living, but they are concerned, they will care about your house. So they are all stakeholders. Okay, so imagine how many stakeholders you have. So for a transportation system, the organization and agencies which plan, design, build, operate, and maintain the system are the stakeholders. Any organization or agency who is doing any of these things or more than one or all of these things is part of the stakeholder of the system. So these organizations include the following. So there are private companies that provide you transportation services like taxi companies, truck owners, airlines, shipping companies. Okay. Then we have regulatory agencies that monitor the safety and quality of the service on the highway. Okay, so there are departments and agencies which monitor the highway and make sure that they are working safely and they are providing a good quality of service. Okay, their surface is smooth. I'm just talking about the highway, but it applies to all everything, all type of transportation systems. Okay, so in Karachi and even in Bahrain, we have works department. This is their job. And we have the traffic police, they take care of the safety as well. And then we have agencies which are at the higher level. So usually regulatory agencies are at the lower level, and then we have higher level agencies which are at federal, state, or local level that provide funding. So like I mentioned in the previous slide, maybe Ministry of Finance. Okay, so they provide funding, and these agencies also develop laws and regulations, legislations for running and operating the system. Okay, so traffic department does not make the laws and regulations, they implement it. So laws are given to them from the ministry, they are approved from the higher authorities and they are given to the traffic department. Traffic department can recommend to them, but it is their job to see and review and approve it and change it if they want. So traffic department cannot say, okay, from next week we will have a new law and this is the traffic law. No, they have to get it approved from the ministry. Okay, so these are the higher level organizations which provide funding and they make the laws and regulations about the transportation system. So they are the stakeholders. And then we have trade associations. Trade associations are business organizations which are running for profit and they are in the same business, so they make their own association. For example, you may have a government employees association, you may have a traders shippers association, you may have association which are for truck owners. In Karachi we have association for bus owners. Okay, you may have an association which are related to importing cars in Bahrain, like car dealers association. Okay, I'm sure it's there, car dealer association, I have heard about it. So they are what? They are trade association, business groups. Okay, so they come together, make an organization so that they can safeguard their interest, so that they make sure that the development is according to their own benefits. Okay, which is good. And then we have professional organizations. They are similar to trade, but they are not for profit. They are for people who are in the same field. For example, we have Bahrain Society of Engineers. This is a professional organization. We have higher education commission or whatever in Bahrain as well. I forgot the name. Sorry. So this is a professional organization related to higher education. Okay. We have organization for doctors as well. Okay, and we have organization for nursing staff as well. So these are professional organizations. So mainly engineering organizations are part of the transportation system stakeholders. And then we have transportation user groups, people who are involved in the transportation sector, who are using the sector. Like I gave the example of the house, so the people who are living in the house. Okay, for transportation sector, there will be the drivers, passengers, pedestrians, cyclists, bicyclists, pilots, air hostesses, people who are in the system itself. Okay, they are using the system in one capacity or the other. So they are transportation user groups. So they all of them are concerned, or all of them are affected by the transportation system. In Bahrain, transportation system is handled by mainly 4 organizations, 4 departments at the government level. Okay, these are just the government level organizations. So we have Ministry of Transportation and Telecommunication. They take care of the laws and regulations and planning for the projects. Then we have Ministry of Works. Ministry of Works, they monitor the highways, they maintain the highways, they construct the highways. We have Ministry of Municipality Affairs and Urban Planning. They provide services for the highways, street lights, drainage, sewerage. Okay, and they may recommend new highways as well, because they are conducting development works around Bahrain. Okay, so they may point out that there's a new housing project, or in that housing project we are doing more development, so you may need a new highway as well. So they do the recommendation and provide the necessary services. And then we have the General Directorate of Traffic. Okay, and since I'm recording the slides, so I would say they are the best people in Bahrain. And they are very nice, very good. They never fine you, and they will give you the license whenever you want. Okay, if you want to listen more about them, you can we can chat privately. But anyways, they are, everybody knows about them, right? Everybody knows about General Director of Traffic and their duties. Okay, and I mentioned previously they are related to implementation of laws, and they are providing they are taking care of the road safety as well. Okay, so this is where we stop. Okay, I will take your questions, but before that, let me explain what we will do tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have a tutorial, but a different type of tutorial. I will give you some problems to solve in the class. I will divide you into groups, and you will solve these problems. Okay, problems will be similar to the ones which we have done in chapter number 2 in the previous lecture. Okay, so I will give you some problems, you will solve them in the class. It's not a test. Okay, it's for your practice. You will do it in the class, and if I feel that something needs, and I will explain the problems as well. I will explain the problems, and if I feel you need more help, I will explain more. Okay, so they are like doing some practice in the class. So we will have next time a different type of a tutorial session. Okay, now any questions? Any questions? Okay, so I will go for the attendance. I have my feeling is that if you speak up, then the attendance will be faster, because then I don't have to change the screen and see who is raising the hand. Okay, just an option. If you want to raise the hand, fine. Muhammad Abdullah.
Present.
Manal Abdullah.
Yes.
Noor Ahmad.
Yes.
Okay. Zara Ahmad.
Yes.
Okay. Zainab Ahmad. Okay. Hala Abdul Kareem.
Yes.
Ali, I don't know.
Yes.
Mahmoud Ali. Mahmoud Ali. Okay. Sara Ali. Sara Ali. Okay. Shauki Ali. Shauki
Yes.
Ali. Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Huda Hassan. Huda Hassan.
Doctor, me in section 1.
Yeah, I will mark you in the end. Okay.
Okay.
Wala Hassan. Wala Hassan. Okay. Muzun Humud. Muzun Humud. Muzun. Okay. Wasan Husni. Wasan Husni. Okay. Balqis Isa. Balqis Isa. Balqis Isa. Fatma Madan. Fatma Madan. Okay. Mahdi. 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 Yes, Mahdi. Not here. Umar Mahmood. Umar
Present.
Mahmood. Okay. Ala Manahi. Ala Manahi.
Yes, doctor.
Okay. Muhammad.
Present.
Okay. Nasir. Faye Nasir. Okay. Latifa Nasir. Latifa Nasir. Okay. Bayan Saleh. Bayan Saleh. Okay. Kausar Sayyid Khamis.
Yes.
Kausar. Okay. We call out the absentees and I will move to section 1. Mahdi. Mahdi. Balqis Isa. Okay, Mahdi and Balqis Isa. Okay, now I am moving to section 1. Section 1. There are 2 of you, right? From section 1. One is Mahmoud and the one is Abrar, right?
Doctor, I'm also from section 1.
Abir, sorry, Abir. Yeah, Abir. So Abir is here and Mahmoud, yeah, right? Mahmoud Juma. Okay, anyone else from section 1? Marked Abir and Mahmoud Juma. Anyone else from section 1? Maria, okay. Maria. Okay, Maria. Yes, Abir, Maria and Mahmoud. Marked you present. Anyone else from section 1? If not, I will see you guys tomorrow, inshallah, same time. Okay. And as I said, it will be a tutorial, so make sure you have the calculators and pen and paper and whatever. Okay. So see you tomorrow, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.